Where have you been? I'm pregnant.
You what?
Pregnant.
The casting process for the 1976 movie, often referred to as Buffalo Bill and the Indians or Sitting Bull's history lesson, was a meticulous task overseen by director Robert Altman. For the role of Annie Oakley, Altman sought an actress who could embody the spirit of the legendary sharpshooter while maintaining a sense of grace and humility. After considering several candidates, he cast Burt Reynolds' then-wife, Judy Davis. Despite her lack of prior film experience, Davis's audition showcased her ability to portray complex characters, convincing Altman she was the right choice. Paul Newman, a seasoned actor known for his charisma and versatility, was an obvious fit for the role of Buffalo Bill Cody. Newman's chemistry with Davis was undeniable during their initial meeting, solidifying his casting. The pivotal role of Sitting Bull required a nuanced performance, capable of humanizing the iconic Native American leader. After viewing numerous audition tapes, Altman selected Native American activist and actor Russell Means' passion for the role, and his commitment to accurately representing Sitting Bull made him an ideal choice. The supporting cast was rounded out with familiar faces from Altman's repertory company, including Harvey Keitel, Geraldine Chaplin, and Will Sampson. Each actor brought their unique talents to the film, contributing to the rich tapestry of characters that defined the show. In the end, Altman's careful casting choices resulted in a compelling and captivating portrayal of a fascinating moment in American history. Robert Altman, the director of the 1976 movie, brought a unique vision to the story, characterized by his unconventional style and creative influences. Known for his innovative approach to filmmaking, Altman aimed to create a distinct atmosphere in the movie, blending historical facts with a satirical tone. Drawing inspiration from his background in theater, Altman adopted an improvisational style, allowing actors to explore their characters and dialogue beyond the script. This creative freedom encouraged the cast to fully embody their roles, resulting in a more authentic and engaging performance. Collaboration was key to Altman's directorial vision. He worked closely with his cast and crew, fostering a supportive and open environment on set. For instance, he often engaged in lengthy discussions with his cinematographer, Vincente Minnelli, to establish the visual language of the movie. This collaboration resulted in a rich, textured look, complementing the film's themes and narrative. Altman's approach to the story was influenced by his interest in challenging mainstream perceptions of history and the American West. By juxtaposing the myth of Buffalo Bill with the complex reality of Native American history, he aimed to provoke thought and discussion among audiences. The movie's distinctive style is evident in its non-linear narrative and unconventional structure. Altman employed a multi-layered storytelling technique, weaving together various perspectives and stories to create a tapestry of historical events and personal narratives. This creative choice contributed to the film's unique identity and resonated with viewers, leaving a lasting impact on the world of cinema.
Cross that bull, not us, not you, nobody. Gentlemen, that particular river is impossible to cross. I mean, we've already...
The 1976 movie, often referred to as Buffalo Bill and the Indians or Sitting Bull's history lesson, offers a unique perspective on the American West's mythologization. Its enduring qualities, such as authentic performances, sharp humor, and thought-provoking themes, make it a timeless symbol of the industry. When did you first watch this movie? For many, it leaves a lasting impression and memorable experiences. We would love to hear your stories and memories related to this movie in the comments below. This film doesn't shy away from presenting funny, shocking, and sad facts about the relationship between show business and the historical narratives of Native Americans. It challenges the viewer's perception of the Wild West and the entertainment industry's role in shaping it. The movie is a fascinating blend of humor, drama, and history, offering a fresh take on a well-known chapter of American history. With its memorable characters and engaging storyline, it's no wonder that this film remains a classic in American cinema. So, whether you're a fan of Westerns or just enjoy a well-crafted story, this movie is definitely worth watching. Get ready to explore the complex relationship between entertainment and history, and discover the many surprising facts and emotions it has to offer.
I see General George.
The production of the 1976 movie, often referred to as Buffalo Bill and the Indians, took place in a variety of locations. The set design was a significant aspect of the film, with a detailed recreation of Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. This included a recreation of the show's entrance, complete with a giant painted sign, as well as authentic-looking tents, wagons, and costumes. Filming took place in several locations, including California and Utah. The scenes set in the Wild West show were filmed at the Paramount Ranch in Agra Hills, California. This location provided the perfect backdrop for the film, with its rolling hills and open spaces. However, it also presented logistical challenges, as the crew had to transport all of the necessary equipment and set pieces to the remote location. Another filming location was the Corriganville Movie Ranch in Simi Valley, California. This ranch, which was once a popular location for filming westerns, provided the perfect setting for some of the movie's outdoor scenes. One innovative technique employed during the production of the film was the use of front projection. This technique involved projecting a pre-recorded background image onto a screen in front of the actors, creating the illusion of a realistic setting. This allowed the filmmakers to create complex and detailed backgrounds without the need for expensive and time-consuming set construction. Another challenge faced during the production of the film was the need to accurately portray the historical figures of Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull. The filmmakers worked closely with historians and Native American consultants to ensure that the characters were depicted in a respectful and accurate manner. In addition, the film also featured a number of live animals, including horses and buffalo. The care and handling of these animals was a major concern for the filmmakers, and they worked closely with animal trainers and handlers to ensure their safety and well-being. Overall, the production of Buffalo Bill and the Indians was a complex and challenging endeavor, but the end result was a visually stunning and historically accurate portrayal of a fascinating period in American history.
Kind of a disappointment.
The movie, also known as Buffalo Bill and the Indians or Sitting Bull's History Lesson, offers a unique perspective on the relationship between the famous Wild West showman, Buffalo Bill, and the Lakota Sioux leader, Sitting Bull. The film takes place in 1885 when Sitting Bull joins Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. The show's promoter, Nate Salisbury, is played by Joel Grey, who does an excellent job portraying the character's cunning and business-savvy nature. Paul Newman's performance as Buffalo Bill is equally impressive, capturing the character's charisma and showmanship. However, the film is not just about the Wild West show. It also explores the complex relationship between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull, played by Frank Hacketts. The film delves into the cultural clash between the two men, as Sitting Bull struggles to reconcile his traditional way of life with the spectacle of the Wild West show. The film was directed by Robert Altman, who is known for his unique filmmaking style. In this movie, Altman uses his signature overlapping dialogue technique to create a sense of chaos and confusion, reflecting the cultural clash between the two worlds. The movie was released in 1976, during a time when America was re-examining its history and identity. The film's exploration of the cultural clash between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull reflects this cultural moment, offering a critique of the way America has often treated Native Americans. Overall, the movie is a fascinating exploration of the relationship between two iconic figures from American history. It offers a unique perspective on the cultural clash between the Wild West show and traditional Native American culture, and it features excellent performances from its talented cast.
$2 million.
And did I ever tell you that I hold a record for continuous run and pony?
The film, directed by Robert Altman, features a unique musical score and soundtrack. John Williams, the renowned composer, created the music for this show. Williams is known for his ability to complement the narrative and emotional tone of a film through his compositions. In Buffalo Bill, Williams used a mix of traditional Western music and Native American themes. This choice was deliberate, as he wanted to reflect the cultural clash depicted in the movie. The score includes harmonicas, accordions, and fiddles, which are common in Western music. However, it also features Native American instruments like the flute and drum, symbolizing the presence and significance of the indigenous characters. Williams worked closely with Altman during the production. He watched the film several times to understand its mood and pace. This helped him create music that subtly enhances the storyline without overpowering it. The score's simplicity and authenticity perfectly match the film's raw and realistic depiction of the Old West. The soundtrack also includes several period-appropriate songs. These tunes add to the film's historical atmosphere and provide a backdrop for some of its most memorable scenes. For instance, the song I'm an Indian 2 plays during a scene where Buffalo Bill tries to convince a group of Native Americans to join his Wild West show. The upbeat tempo contrasts sharply with the character's serious conversation, highlighting the absurdity of the situation. Interestingly, Williams chose not to use any music during the film's climactic scene. This decision enhances the tension and drama, allowing the audience to fully focus on the character's actions and dialogues. In conclusion, the musical score and soundtrack of Buffalo Bill play a crucial role in setting the film's tone and atmosphere. Through his thoughtful and culturally sensitive compositions, John Williams created a soundtrack that perfectly complements the narrative and enhances the viewer's experience.
To his people now. He wants what? I thought Burke took care of that. What the hell is going on here?
Music box.
In the film, Denver Pyle portrayed a character older than himself, having played the father of O.Z. Whitehead's character in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, despite being 9 years younger in real life. Pyle's co-star, Burt Lancaster, turned down the role of Harry Callahan in Dirty Harry due to his belief in collective responsibility for criminal and social justice, which contrasted with the plot's depiction of a lawman exceeding legal limits to kill a criminal. Later, during the making of Cavallini and Little Britches, Lancaster suffered his first heart attack, which marked a significant event in his life.
Is that possible?
It's never been done before.
In the movie, one iconic scene is the first meeting of Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull. The stage is set with tension as the audience awaits this historic encounter. Director Robert Altman uses a wide shot to capture the vast prairie, emphasizing the isolation of the two figures. As Sitting Bull, Frank Kakitz delivers a powerful performance, embodying the stoicism and dignity of the historical figure. His understated acting style contrasts sharply with Paul Newman's flamboyant Buffalo Bill, creating a fascinating dynamic between the two characters. The cinematography further enhances the scene's impact. Cinematographer Vilmos Sigmund employs a naturalistic lighting style, casting long shadows over the landscape. This technique adds a sense of foreboding to the scene, hinting at the complex power dynamics that will unfold between the two men. Altman also uses sound to great effect. The ambient noise of the wind and prairie animals creates a sense of immersion, transporting the audience to the Wild West. Meanwhile, the haunting score by composer Barry Lyndon adds to the scene's emotional resonance. According to Altman, the first meeting between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull is a pivotal moment in the film. It's a clash of cultures, a meeting of two iconic figures who represent different worlds. Newman echoes this sentiment, stating, "The scene is a masterclass in acting and filmmaking." It's a powerful moment that encapsulates the themes of the film and leaves a lasting impact on the audience. Another iconic scene is the Wild West show performance. Altman uses a handheld camera to capture the chaos and excitement of the show, creating a sense of immediacy and energy. The vibrant colors of the costumes and sets add to the spectacle, creating a visual feast for the audience. At the same time, the scene highlights the performative nature of Buffalo Bill's show. The audience sees the artifice behind the performance as the actors break character and interact with each other offstage. This technique underscores the film's themes of identity and representation, challenging the audience to question their perceptions of history and myth. Overall, the iconic scenes in the movie are a testament to Altman's masterful direction and the exceptional performances of the cast. Through stunning cinematography, evocative sound design, and thought-provoking themes, the film offers a captivating exploration of American history and culture.
Joe!
Major?
I'm getting some longer cigars from Jules. I think you...
In the film, Burt Lancaster, who was once considered for the role in Patton, and even cast in Victor Mature's role in The Robe, but backed out due to the Christian theme, takes the lead. Co-starring with him is Paul Newman, known for his inspiring roles in Cool Hand Luke and The Verdict, ranking 71st and 75th on the American Film Institute's list. The movie showcases the complex relationship between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull, offering a unique perspective on historical events.
In a few months, those stories come out. They're a big success, and the kid comes looking for me. Scared to death.
The 1976 movie, often referred to as Buffalo Bill, offered a unique perspective on the American West, challenging the traditional heroic narrative of figures like Buffalo Bill Cody. The film resonated with audiences by presenting a more complex and nuanced portrayal of historical events and characters. Delving into the relationship between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull, The movie sparked conversations about cultural representation and the manipulation of historical narratives. It critically examined the role of entertainment and spectacle in shaping public perception, particularly during the late 19th century. Influencing pop culture, the movie inspired a wave of revaluations of classic Western tropes. Subsequent films and television shows began to explore the American West with greater depth and sensitivity, moving away from simplistic portrayals of Native Americans and instead highlighting the complexities of their experiences. Moreover, the film contributed to discussions on relevant social and cultural themes, such as the treatment of Native Americans in popular media and the importance of accurate historical representation. By shedding light on these issues, the movie encouraged audiences to question the narratives they consumed and fostered a greater appreciation for the complexities of history. As a result, the 1976 movie left an indelible mark on both the film industry and the cultural landscape, prompting a more thoughtful and inclusive approach to storytelling and historical representation. Its influence can still be seen in contemporary media as creators continue to grapple with the challenges and responsibilities of accurately portraying the past.
Mr. Holsey, these demands are not only appropriate, but totally out of the question.
You get Sitting Bull to sit down. I want to look him in the eye when we talk about money.
In the movie, Burt Lancaster's character gets into a knife fight during his high school days at DeWitt Clinton High School in New York, leaving him with injuries that require several months of bed rest. Lancaster's co-star, Geraldine Chaplin, is a mother of 2 children. Her son, Shane Sora Chaplin, was born in 1974, and her daughter, Una Chaplin, was born in 1986 from her longtime companion and now husband, Patricio Castilla. Harvey Keitel, another actor in the film, was associated with 2 movies based on Joseph Conrad's novels. He was fired from Apocalypse Now, which was loosely based on Conrad's Heart of Darkness, but he appears in The Duelist, based on another Conrad story. Despite not appearing in the final cut of Apocalypse Now, Keitel's role in The Duelists is a testament to his enduring presence in the movie industry. The 1976 movie, often referred to as Buffalo Bill, received mixed reviews from critics. Notably, Vincent Canby of the New York Times praised the film, stating it was a very funny, intelligent, and beautifully acted movie. He commended the director, Robert Altman, for his witty, freewheeling style and the cast performances, particularly Paul Newman's portrayal of Buffalo Bill. However, other critics were less enthusiastic. Variety magazine found the film disappointingly uneven, with some brilliantly conceived and acted sequences, but also longers and self-indulgences. Despite the mixed reviews, the movie was nominated for several awards. At the 29th Golden Globe Awards, it received a nod for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. Paul Newman was also nominated for Best Actor, Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. These nominations recognized the film's entertainment value and Newman's compelling performance. The movie's nomination at the 30th British Academy Film Awards for Best Screenplay further highlighted the film's intellectual depth and engaging narrative. These accolades signify that, despite its flaws, the film was recognized for its unique approach, strong performances, and thought-provoking themes. The nominations and positive reviews would have boosted the morale of the cast and crew, validating their hard work and dedication. They also helped the film gain more visibility and audience, contributing to its lasting impact in the world of cinema. In the 1988 presidential election, Burt Lancaster, one of the stars of the movie, campaigned for Michael Dukakis. Lancaster, a self-proclaimed Kennedy man, had a close relationship with President John F. Kennedy. So close, in fact, that he dined with him at the White House. When the president was assassinated, Lancaster delayed the release of 7 days in May out of respect. Later, he joined fellow liberal activist Robert Ryan and Will Geer in Executive Action, the first Kennedy assassination conspiracy movie. Its purpose, as Lancaster stated, was to make people skeptical. Moving on to another star of the movie, Paul Newman, he had 3 daughters with his wife Joanne Woodward, Melissa Newman, Nell Potts, and Claire Newman.
All know sociable chaff is cheap. But history.
Real.
During the filming of the 1976 movie, tensions arose between the cast and real Native American performers. The Lakota Sioux actors, playing themselves, took issue with how they were portrayed in the script. In a show of solidarity, they decided to only respond to the director when addressed in their native language. This led to some humorous misunderstandings, as the director had to rely on translators to communicate with his cast. Paul Newman, who played Buffalo Bill, formed a close bond with the Lakota Sioux actors off-set. He often joined them for meals and learned about their culture and traditions. Newman even invited some of the actors to his home for dinner, where they taught him how to prepare traditional dishes. The film's production faced several challenges, including unpredictable weather conditions and logistical issues. The crew had to build a replica of Buffalo Bill's Wild West show campground from scratch. This required sourcing authentic materials and props, as well as coordinating with local authorities for permits and permissions. Despite these challenges, the cast and crew remained dedicated to bringing the story to life. They worked tirelessly to ensure every detail was accurate and true to the time period. The result was a film that not only entertained audiences, but also shed light on an important chapter in American history. One particularly memorable scene involved a buffalo hunt. The crew brought in several live buffalo for the scene, which proved to be quite a challenge. The animals were unpredictable and difficult to control, leading to several close calls with the actors. In the end, the scene required extensive editing and special effects to make it look safe and seamless. The film's score, composed by John Barry, added an extra layer of depth and emotion to the story. Barry used a mix of traditional Western motifs and Native American instrumentation to create a unique and memorable soundtrack. The music perfectly captured the spirit of the Wild West and the complex relationship between Buffalo Bill and the Lakota Sioux. In the end, the film was a critical and commercial success. It received positive reviews from audiences and critics alike and solidified Paul Newman's status as a Hollywood legend. The film also served as a reminder of the rich history and culture of the Native American people and the importance of preserving their stories for future generations. In the 1976 film, Burt Lancaster played the role of Buffalo Bill, but it's worth noting that he and his co-star Kirk Douglas were not close friends in real life. Their perceived friendship was largely a creation of Douglas' publicity team, as the two actors were actually quite competitive and had a mutual personal disdain for each other, despite their mutual respect for each other's acting talents. Robert DoQui, who played Chief Sitting Bull in the movie, left behind a rich family legacy when he passed away in 2008. He was survived by his life partner Mitty Lawrence, 4 sons, 1 daughter, his 96-year-old mother, and 10 grandchildren. Paul Newman, who played Ned Buntline in the film, had an impressive career in Hollywood. He appeared in 6 films that were nominated for the Best Picture Oscar, and was nominated for Best Actor for his performances in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, The Hustler, and The Verdict. Only The Sting, which was released in 1973, won the category. Despite the competitive nature of the film's cast, the movie itself remains a fascinating look at the life and legacy of Buffalo Bill and the American West. The actors' portrayals of these historical figures continue to captivate audiences to this day. The 1976 movie, often referred to as Buffalo Bill, made a significant impact on filmmaking and inspired several subsequent works. Directed by Robert Altman, the film offered a unique perspective on the Wild West, deviating from the traditional heroic portrayal of figures like Buffalo Bill. Instead, the movie presented a more realistic and complex depiction of Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, highlighting the exploitation of Native Americans for entertainment. This nuanced portrayal resonated with audiences and critics alike, prompting a shift in the way Westerns were made. One of the most notable aspects of the film was its exploration of the relationship between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull, the famous Lakota chief. By focusing on the historical inaccuracies presented in Buffalo Bill's show, the movie sparked conversations about the representation of Native Americans in media. Buffalo Bill also marked a turning point in the career of its lead actor, Paul Newman. His portrayal of Buffalo Bill showcased his versatility as an actor, and the film's success helped solidify his status as a Hollywood icon. The movie's influence extended beyond film, inspiring works in other mediums such as literature and theater. For instance, the play Indian Ink by Tom Stoppard was influenced by the film's exploration of cultural identity and representation. In recent years, the film's themes have become even more relevant, as discussions about representation and cultural appropriation continue to dominate the cultural landscape. Buffalo Bill serves as a reminder of the importance of accurate representation and the potential consequences of historical revisionism. Overall, Buffalo Bill left an indelible mark on film history, pushing the boundaries of the Western genre and inspiring future filmmakers to explore complex and nuanced themes.
Sitting Bull admires the big grave.
Say hello to Buffalo Bill.
Burt Lancaster, the renowned actor, had a fascinating life and career. In 1948, he was offered the role of Montgomery Clift in the film Red River by agent Charles K. Feldman. However, Lancaster had just signed with agent Harold Hecht and turned down the role to star in The Killers, his film debut. Later, in 1987, Lancaster's contributions to the community were recognized when he was voted Man of the Year by Aid for AIDS for his extensive work on their behalf, including allowing his photograph to be used on their annual Christmas card. In addition to his professional achievements, Lancaster also faced personal challenges. His house, like many others, was destroyed in the famous Bel Air Brentwood fire of November 6, 1961. Despite these setbacks, Lancaster continued to leave a lasting impact on the film industry and the world around him. In 1947, Burt Lancaster was approached to play Stanley Kowalski in the original Broadway production of A Streetcar Named Desire, but turned down the role that would later be immortalized by Marlon Brando. 2 decades later, the actor found himself in a different predicament when he was replaced by Gregory Peck in the 1989 film Old Gringo, despite already being in Mexico City for rehearsals. Lancaster, displeased, sued Columbia for his $1.5 million fee and reached an out-of-court settlement. Meanwhile, Paul Newman, a contemporary of Lancaster, was also making waves in Hollywood. In 1968, he supported anti-war Senator Eugene McCarthy's bid to win the Democratic nomination from incumbent President Lyndon B. Johnson. Newman went on to actively campaign for George McGovern in the 1972 presidential election, further solidifying his political activism. While both actors were making headlines in their respective careers, they also shared the screen in the 1976 film, which explores the complex relationship between the showman Buffalo Bill and the Native American leader Sitting Bull. The movie sheds light on the cultural clashes and misunderstandings of the time, offering a nuanced portrayal of 2 iconic figures in American history. In the movie, Burt Lancaster's daughter, Noelle, had a career shift from being a model to becoming a social worker. Off-screen, Lancaster himself was known for his daring stunts, such as scaling a 150-foot high cliff while filming The Professionals in 1966, when he was already 53 years old. On the other hand, Kevin McCarthy, who also starred in the movie, had a famous sister, Mary McCarthy. Mary was an author who wrote the bestseller The Group. Her works were often influenced by the trauma of her and her siblings' difficult childhood. Despite the challenges they faced, these actors delivered compelling performances in the movie, showcasing their talent and dedication to their craft.
You're finished! Fire through!
In the 1950s, Paul Newman shared the screen with Pierre Angeli in 2 films, The Silver Chalice and Somebody Up There Likes Me. Meanwhile, Burt Lancaster's career was taking off, with 7 of his films securing a place in the National Film Registry for their cultural, historical, and aesthetic significance. These films include The Killers, From Here to Eternity, Sweet Smell of Success, Judgment at Nuremberg, King of Filmed Record Montgomery to Memphis, Atlantic City, and Field of Dreams. As for Shelley Duvall, she met Dan Gilroy while working on the Disney Channel movie Mother Goose Rock and Rhyme in 1889. The two fell in love and have been together ever since. While these actors were building their careers, the movie in question was also making an impact. The film explores the relationship between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull, offering a unique perspective on their historical encounter. The show features complex characters and thought-provoking themes, leaving a lasting impression on its audience. The film, Buffalo Bill and the Indians, had its roots in Arthur Coppett's play Indians, which debuted in 1969. The play's title was combined with the central character's name, Buffalo Bill, to create the movie's title. Shelley Duvall, who played Annie Oakley in the film, was inducted into the Texas Film Hall of Fame in 2020. Another actress, Jacqueline Robbins, made her debut in an uncredited role in this movie. It's worth noting that the film was released several years after the play's premiere, allowing the story and characters to develop and mature before being brought to the big screen.
Coming in from the President of the United States.
What's that?
I'm gonna have your ass.
In Robert Altman's 1976 film, Paul Newman took on the role of Buffalo Bill, drawing on his experience as a successful telethon host for Eugene McCarthy's campaign. Newman's involvement was considered instrumental in raising $125,000 for the campaign, a significant sum at the time. Harvey Keitel, who was also part of the film, had auditioned for the role of Curly in City Slickers, but it was Jack Palance who ultimately won an Oscar for the part. The movie's star-studded cast also included Burt Lancaster, who had a varied career before becoming an actor. After being injured as an acrobat, Lancaster worked as a truck driver, firefighter, meat packer, and even sold haberdashery for the Marshall Fields department store chain.
Than any other redskin. This bloodthirsty leader of the Hunk Papa Sioux has challenged.
Kevin McCarthy, known for his work in the CBS Radio Mystery Theater, appeared in 25 episodes between 1974 and 1980. Meanwhile, Paul Newman, born in a middle-class area of Cleveland, Ohio, was making a name for himself in the film industry. Coincidentally, Burt Lancaster, who has a son named Bill Lancaster, saw his son write the screenplay for The Bad News Bears in 1976, the same year the movie in question was released. This film explores the relationship between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull, offering a unique perspective on history.
Margaret, go on.
Did you know that the 1976 movie, often referred to as Buffalo Bill and the Indians, sparked important conversations about historical narratives? The film portrays a unique perspective on the relationship between Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull, offering a fresh take on the classic Western genre. This movie might have influenced your own cinematic journey, shaping your understanding of historical events and their representation in popular culture. We'd love to hear about your personal experiences and memories related to this film. How did Buffalo Bill and the Indians impact you? Did it change your perception of the Wild West or inspire you to explore other movies that challenge traditional narratives? Share your stories with us, and let's engage in a lively discussion about the power of cinema. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking explorations of classic films. Together, we can celebrate the rich history of cinema and its enduring influence on our lives.
I love